If I told you the US is sitting on a 37 trillion debt mountain that keeps growing every single day, would you believe me if I say that the new president wants to fix it with gold and crypto? It sounds almost impossible, but that's exactly where I think Trump is heading. And today, I want to break it down for you. Welcome back to Captain Altcoin. In this video, I'm talking about Trump's plan to tackle America's record debt using Bitcoin, blockchain, and even gold reserves. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video. Let's start with the problem itself. The United States national debt is at about 37 trillion right now. It's climbing by the second. To put it in perspective, that's more than the entire GDP of the United States. What makes it scarier is how the debt is structured. Around 29 to 30 trillion is what we call debt held by the public. That's money owned to foreign governments like Japan, China, and the UK, but also to domestic investors, banks, pension funds, and even the Federal Reserve. The other 7 to 8 trillion is intragovernmental debt, basically money the government owns itself, like Social Security and retirement accounts. And a lot of this debt is in the form of Treasury bonds, notes, and bills that constantly needs refinancing at higher interest rates. So yeah, the US is stuck in this cycle of borrowing more just to keep the system running. And that's why Trump is pushing ideas that sound way outside the box. Okay, now let's move to what he's actually proposing. One of the big ones is tokenizing Treasury debt using blockchain. In simple terms, it means putting US bonds on a blockchain so they're easier to use, track, and trade. The argument is that it would make the system more transparent and even attract new investors. But let's be real, it doesn't erase the debt. It just changes how it's packaged. Also, it opens the door for cyber attacks. Then there's the idea of a government-backed digital currency. This one is controversial because Trump has also said he doesn't want a Federal Reserve CBDC. So I think what he has in mind is more like a Treasury issues digital dollar that could be tied to hard assets. That could, in theory, give the United States more control and maybe reduce reliance on endless borrowing. But it's risky. A government digital currency raises big questions about control and privacy. The third idea is rebuilding America's gold reserves. I actually think this makes sense in his mind. Gold has always been a symbol of hard money and stability. If the US buys more gold, it might reassure global investors and strengthen trust in the dollar. But here's the problem. The amount of gold needed to meaningfully back the dollar would be enormous and extremely expensive. And finally, there's the boldest one. Pegging part of the dollar to gold or even creating a hybrid crypto gold standard. Imagine a system where a fraction of the dollar's value is tied to physical gold, maybe with some link to Bitcoin too. On paper, that sounds like a way to restore confidence and stop inflation from spiraling. But in practice, I think it's nearly impossible. It would limit flexibility in times of crisis, and the scale of $37 trillion makes it almost unworkable. In my opinion, these ideas are more about improving confidence than actually paying down the debt. Tokenizing debt and holding Bitcoin reserves might modernize how the US finances itself. Rebuilding gold reserves could strengthen the dollar's reputation, but none of these steps magically make $37 trillion disappear. The only way the debt actually shrinks is through higher taxes, lower spending, or strong economic growth, and those are all politically painful. Still, I think Trump knows the power of narrative. Talking about gold and crypto makes him look like he's taking a new path, a hard money path, and that can mix with both traditional conservatives and the younger crypto crowd. And who knows, if the US really does start stockpiling Bitcoin and gold, it could change the financial market in a massive way. Here's my honest take. I don't think Trump can fix the debt with gold and Bitcoin, but I do think he can change how the world sees American debt. And sometimes confidence is half the battle. That's it for today's video. I'd love to hear what you think. Could crypto and gold actually help solve the US debt crisis, or is this just political theater? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Captain Altcoin for more videos like this.